are presenting an e-payment system for Kuzimba services. And what about Kuzimba? Kuzimba is an online web platform that gives you access to all building and construction materials, but as well gives you access to different professional services. Not only that, but you can save up. As a client, you can have access to Kuzimba wallet, and you can keep on saving up money in case you want to build a dream house in the future. So Kuzimba gives you that option. So where is the problem here? What is the problem here? There is an excruciating pain when you see someone who wants to build up maybe a house, trying to go to different service providers, having to pay them very high amounts, and then having to get materials from a different place, and at the end of the day you have a very huge bill. So what does Kuzimba do? Kuzimba gives you that option of having all this in one go. So you can buy the materials, you can pick the services, and you can save up money to build your future dream house. All right, okay, so who are our key parties here? We have the professionals on board. For example, the architects, we have the surveyors on board, we have maybe the painters and all these people that provide building services on board. So we can give you access to these people at subsidized prices. Then two, we have the construction or hardwares companies on board. And how do we get them to you? We can get these materials to you easily, yeah? Easily at cheap prices via Kuzimba. Are we together? Yes, then who is the third party? The client, the low income earners. Of course we are aiding, we are giving, we want to include everyone, but also the high income earners are on board. And then finally, the payment platform, the e-payment system, which brings all these payment platforms, the bank, the ATM, and then the MTN and the Airtel together in one go via Mojaloop. Okay, so which companies do we have on board together? We have Seroma, we have Steel and Tube, we have Uganda Clays, and HiPipo. Yes. So anyway, what do you have to do? Get online, sign up, buy the materials that you need, save up online in case you want to build a future home and you don't have enough money, and then finally get the services and the job is done in one go. Okay, so that is the team. Lillian, okay, they're here. So some person can show you the demo. Thank you.
One of the things we focused on was to create a wallet for people who can't afford to wake up one morning and buy all the material and services to build or construct something. So what we did, we came up with a wallet where you can deposit some money. Every month you can keep adding until it reaches to how much you want. If you do not have an account, you need to first register. You put in an email, and it directs you to the wallet. And if you realize that as soon as you sign up with us, you earn 1,000 in your wallet already. So you can top up also.
My name is Bukira Halima from Team Hagals, team lead, and we are developing a solution called Nigarimie. With me is my team, Okelo Ivan Elijah, who is a developer, and Bonka Josephine, a developer too, and also Anita, Joanita Nachitio, the product designer. Next slide, please. We are passionate about creating an impact and solving problems in our communities using technology. We are not registered yet, but this is our second time here. And for this hackathon, we are developing a product called Nigarimie that helps NGOs be able to disseminate and the funds they receive. So the major problem we saw here is that NGOs were unable to, next slide, NGOs were unable to disseminate funds. Next slide, please. Yeah. NGOs were unable to disseminate funds and also track them, like be able to account for every expense they make. And these NGOs are more than 2,000 in Uganda, the ones that are registered and authorized to operate. And yet they help so many people in terms of access to basic needs and interests for the underprivileged citizens in Uganda. So we saw it best suit to produce this service, to build this application called Nigarimie that will be able to help them disseminate their funds easily to their beneficiaries and service providers, and also account for those expenses. So yeah.
This is our mind map, our major system, which is Nigarimie. It is broken down into two, whereby we have the NGOs and the transactions that they are going to make. So the NGOs are going to be able to register themselves and also be able to disseminate their funds. Then the transactions that are going to be made, we are going to use Mojaloop using the 3 PPI to enable interoperability and also transact the money.
Save it, then sign in. Tap there, no, tap the field there and click there, then sign in and submit. Yes, so this is the page where the NGOs can disseminate funds for. We implemented the 3 PPI P2P.
My name is Patricia Nekesa from Team TotoServe. I'm here with my teammates. We have different backgrounds. So I'd like you to think about a person, and I'd like to tell you a story. We know a woman, her name is Nasuna Margaret. She's a married mother of 4 kids, and her husband, the one Mr. Mukasa, is a boda rider. Margaret works in the market and sells vegetables for her daily living. So between her and her husband, they earn about 300,000 in a month. This money is supposed to provide for their physical needs and also be able to support them in providing school fees for their children. When Margaret's children, John and Joanita, get to school, she says she has a problem of saving up for her children's school fees, because even when she saves, she finds that she will end up using that money for food or for some other daily need that will always come up. So, in addition, when her children fall sick, she's forced to sell some of the assets they've come up with over the years just to be able to take care of her children and make them live. So at Team TotoServe, we are building a service, a web platform, and a USSD application to be able to help people like Nasuna save up for their children. Nasuna will be able to save as low as 2,000 shillings for her children. She'll also be able to pay school fees directly to schools. That means when she saves with us, the money that we have will be used only to pay for school fees and also to pay bills to hospitals and other pharmacies she takes her children to when they fall sick. How many people are like Nasuna out there in Uganda? There's over 2 million households that have the same problem as Nasuna, with an average of 3 children. So at TotoServe, we're bringing this this product to them, and we hope that it will make their lives better.
We have a chain here whereby we have the farmer who logs in onto the application, makes an order for farm input, and then the storekeeper is notified. The storekeeper gives the items to a rider, and the rider finally delivers the items to the farmer. Our vision is providing farm inputs coupled with subsidized loans that will eventually lead to commercialized subsistence farming in Uganda. You may be asking, why farm more? Well, we have an interoperability element. Our place, we can be found on a mobile app, and we are soon applying to be on USSD. Our target market and scope, we are doing the farmers, the storekeepers, and the motorcycle riders.
What we realized was the fact that a lot of small business owners and low-income earners have a challenge with poor bookkeeping, expense and investment tracking. And that's why we came up with our solution called Kamani. This same problem cascades down to families and individuals like university students who have a similar challenge. We came up with a solution that enables them to add what they're spending on and their income sources, and to also have the ability to put into a mobile wallet the money that they would like to spend or the money that they would like to have as a fixed saving, and money that they would like to have as loose savings, the money that they would have aside for a rainy day, then fixed savings that are not going to be touched for a given amount of time. So with this, we are developing a mobile application called Kamani to help traders budget, and with a budgeting tool that enables them to monitor and track and keep track of their expenditures. So in the future, we are looking at making this available for feature phones via USSD, and we're looking at having making profits through subscriptions to our service, so that people do not feel like they are being robbed of their money. Yes? So this is our mind map. What we had in mind was that a person is enabled to log in and sign in and make entries of their expenses and incomes. And with that, they can input their savings, which could be fixed savings or usable savings. So our target was businesses, individuals and families, and a person is able to make a budget of their income and expenditure. So with this, with the application, when someone overshoots their expenditure, they are alerted via USSD, a screen notification, or an SMS that that you have spent more than you had budgeted for the month, and as such you need to tone down your habit. So this is the prototype that we presented earlier, and from more iterations we have made more improvements to our application.
The days we've been in the hackathon have really been very important. We have learned so much. We have refined our product. We have refined so much through exactly knowing what we need to do, through knowing about project management, through knowing how we launch applications, a website application or a web app. For me, my biggest takeaway has been project management of your app you develop, and developing apps that are really helpful, not just dumping things there, and really creating solutions that are helpful. We have been taught so much about level 1 principles, developing solutions which incorporate the level 1 principles. We have learned about tools which we can incorporate in our systems, like the Mojaloop, which helps ease transactions. We have really learned so much. On this day, I've learned so much still from the presentations. We want to be sure you need to know your product, your solution, how does it operate? I've been guided by the judges. For example, we have a good solution, but we need to make it easy so that when someone comes to the platform, teacher's portal is already there, not going through 3 pages to get the teacher's portal. And I feel like for us after here, work is not going to stop here. It's just going to start. It's our launch pad. We are going to make it better and really get it out there and fully functional.
I'm Bukira Angela from Team Mpampe, Uganda. Well, we are targeting individuals, charity organizations that are finding it hard to raise funds for their budgets. You know how there are very many organizations working and acting in the country. We actually don't know their expenditure each and every time. Like, they take care of the orphans, they take care of people who are fundraising for surgeries. So our aim is to make the process transparent and clear. We are looking at following up stories, providing testimonials for the people that are being funded in the society. So about today, we actually had our final presentation. It was mind-blowing because first of all, I would like to thank my team. We've really gone through a lot, because last night we actually never slept. We were trying to patch things up. Yeah, things were not adding up, but we are glad we've reached the final day, and we hope to emerge the winning team. Yeah. We are aiming to plowing back the money into Mpampe. We want to make Mpampe a reality, and we hope to widen and work with different organizations. We're looking forward to having grants, campaigns for children, orphanages, reaching out to orphanages and those other organizations in the world that are helping out the needy.
So I think what has been standing out for me has been the passion within which these participants have been presenting their solutions. So I've been interested in the drive, the motivation for it. But then most importantly, I think, has been the fact that they're trying to solve real problems. I've seen a solution that is trying to sort out the agricultural value chain, including investment, the investment component. I've seen one dealing with health, especially maternal health, then one dealing with education. So those are things that are financial services. Those are real problems that are impacting us a lot, especially now that we're in COVID. So I was really, really impressed that these ladies have come up with solutions that are addressing real problems. They're not just addressing champagne problems. So they're addressing real problems. But then also impressed that within just the 5 days, has it been 5 or 7 days, they've been able to come up with actual apps that I, who is not a techie person, am able to say, okay, show it to me. How do I download it on my phone? How can I use it? So that has been really impressive, because I thought it was going to be a techie discussion where they tell me, technical words that I don't understand. But they've been able to move from training to actually develop something that I can see, I can use as a beneficiary, as a user, as a consumer of tech, because I am not necessarily a techie person, but I consume technology. So that has been really, really helpful. And I like that most of them also were developing solutions that are addressing access. So the apps that have been developed here were using feature phones. That was the number one question for me. Can someone with a feature phone actually access your solution. And to me, that was a big criteria, because I usually don't like solutions that are only available to the people who have smartphones, the rich people. Like, the rich people already have so many options. Why are you developing more stuff for them? It's the poor people where we have a big gap, and that's where a lot of the basic services are lacking, and the need and the gap has been excavated with COVID. So there's a lady, I think, here who's developed a solution for education, where teachers can join her and then provide their teaching services through her application. Given that how many kids haven't been going to school and how many teachers have been then unemployed, I feel like such a solution helps us to deal with, one, the unemployment problem and income problem, and then also the lack of education for our kids for the last 2 years. So those are the kinds of solutions that I think for me stand out for me. And to me, that has been my criteria. Like, is this solution providing, solving a real problem for real human beings, or is it just a champagne problem solution?
Well, we've come to what we ideally can call the end of season 2 of the Women in FinTech Hackathon, that is organized by HiPipo with generous support from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation through its Level 1 project initiative, and partners like Modusbox, Crosslake Technologies, Mojaloop Foundation, Club Tangaza, and many others. We had 17 women-led teams recruited in this year's season, and they have been here for all the days creating and disrupting solutions that we believe have capacity to transform economies. Many have been working with solutions dealing with agriculture, others have been doing education, others have been doing remittances and payments, and others have been doing information and money management, circles and all that kind of stuff. And we're excited that through the week, the participants have also been able to do great learning on Level 1 projects and its principles. They have learned a lot to do with Mojaloop, an amazing open source for creating inclusive and instant payment solutions that can be able to serve everyone at the bottom of the pyramid. And I am happy to have been part of the mentorship, the facilitation, and also being part of the judging team that is made up of a number of credible individuals, including Damali, Sally, and many others that we've been with here today. Very thankful to our facilitators of Cleo and Simon that have done a very great job. And we have come to the end. Tomorrow, the winner is going to be announced, but from my point of view, every single team that has been a part of this has really exhibited great capabilities, and they're winners in my own view. And I've personally offered to do mentorship and supervision for all the teams for a whole year going forward. We are creating a WhatsApp group where we're all going to communicate free of charge. I'm going to make sure I invite all my knowledgeable friends that are knowledgeable about creating instant and inclusive payment systems to educate them more. We are going to be speaking a lot of digital financial services throughout the year, and this is going to come free of charge. The Women in FinTech Hackathon now leads us into what we ideally call the first ever Women in FinTech incubator. And the incubator is going to see us now take up a few teams and help them get to specialize on their skills and their understanding on how to disrupt in a digital financial services space. Tomorrow's best teams will share about $5,000 altogether, and they also share an opportunity to be part of the Women in FinTech Incubator. We are also looking forward to providing data to a number of teams that have been part of this place, and we also think, God willing, we can be able to provide a server environment free of charge for all the innovators to kickstart their MVPs and turn them into startups. Thank you so much.